jail, but she's suspended the sentence. But I guess a lot of us who are watching this thing today, and you must be heartbroken about it, but it's like you're sitting there with a woman that you know lied to you and is married to other people, and you're having to pay her money. And what's going through your mind today?
I think our legal system is severely broke. I think it needs to be checks and balances on the system, so somebody just can't be a renegade and do what they want to, you know, make their own laws. The laws are by the people, not by the one person.
Your mom calls your ex-wife a predator. She thinks she's a predator of men.
She is a very bad predator, you know, I mean, and this is not an isolated incident. It's been done over and over. That evidence was submitted in court today, even though
Judge doesn't want to hear it.
Doesn't want to hear it.
What does that tell you?
Yeah, there's something there that's not being said. Something that's coming out that's, you know, you can't fight the paper. You can't fight the paper. It's black and white, and you know, everybody has their stories, but when it comes down to it and you support it with evidence that shows everything, the fraud, the theft, the criminal activity, where does it go?
She's going to do it again.
All right, I'll be in touch.
Mark, what do you think on this whole deal? I mean, you're up against looking at jail time almost, and losing your licenses and everything else. Was probation that she's giving you affect that at all or not?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I have to check and see what it is. I don't think it will, but the fact that things have kind of given me a little bit of time to work on things and get information to where it needs to be. I just think that whenever people have evidence that's solid like it is now, and other people trying to testify and a court won't accept that evidence, is what is wrong with our system that allows that.
What did you think when she kept cutting? I mean, every time I bring it up, they'd ask, you know, try to bring up that, you know, basically the South Dakota court said null and void on the marriage. The other ex-husband, or the husband rather, that she was married to at the same time, no, she didn't want anything to do with him. Didn't want anything to do with the detective that she held here all day long.
Yeah.
For nothing, because she wouldn't allow his testimony. Said it had nothing to do with it.
I think that that shows that somebody's got a reason why they don't want the truth coming out. Usually honest people don't have a problem with telling the truth or making sure it gets exposed to basically prosecute those that are criminals. And if a criminal is allowed to get a court or a judge or law enforcement to work their way, that's not a good thing. Criminals need to be held accountable, and that goes for the judges. If a judge is supporting criminal activity, then they need to be held accountable.
Where did you first meet Sherry, and when?
I met her in March of 2016. I did meet her on the website, but I also have professional friends that knew her, and they, you know, she had them send back too, and now they know the story.
So when did you find out that, how long were y'all married then? You got married after, how long after you got married? How long after you got married did you marry her?
A little over a year and a half.
And your mother said she was pushing pretty hard for that marriage.
Yes, she was.
And then married about a year and a half, and then when did you find out about
No,
all
we
this?
wasn't married a year and a half. We were only married for 5 months.
Okay.
And actually I filed for divorce in about 2 months after I found out she had a criminal record I wasn't told about. So there's a lot of things that she said that she was that she wasn't. And when I started finding those things out, that's whenever I knew I had to get out of it, because, you know, there was too many things that were lies, just out and out lies. Impersonating real estate agents, impersonating nurses, impersonating a caregiver, you know, of elderly patients, without holding a license through the state of Texas, and prescription medications, plus other involvement with other cases that are going on right now that have to do with physicians that had illegal narcotics that they were given, basically called pill mills. She was involved with them.
Now she's facing court tomorrow on the bigamy charge.
Yes, sir. She is in court. She's been indicted by a grand jury. She's going to be in court for the criminal charges tomorrow for the bigamy. I assume that the court here will fight this even though if she is indicted or convicted of the bigamy, the court won't hear it, just like they didn't hear anything else. They don't want to hear the evidence. They want to be a rogue person and just make the law the way they want it.
Now, when South Dakota, you had basically the wedding was nullified in South Dakota where y'all married, right?
Yes, sir. They said that because she was already married to 2 other men, which only one was legal, she crossed state lines and went to South Dakota and married me there, which made that not just a state issue, now a federal issue, and that depending on what happened here would lead to whether or not South Dakota goes forward with trying to get federal indictments or anything that they're going to do, whether they file charges.
So now, you didn't get any jail time, but you still have to, you're owing all this money. How much money are they owing? What did the judge actually tell you to do?
I'm not for sure of all of it. I know I'm going to have to pay some spousal support and back payment that was requested, but I'm not for sure on the orders yet. They still have to explain them, so I know very specifically what they are and what our payments are on it.
Basically in the thousands.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Still, tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands. How much have you spent on this already? I mean, you've got attorneys, you had the expense of that, the fighting this thing, everything.
I've already spent close to $200,000, and I'm sure after today it's probably going to be about $225. And she's already taken all my retirement, all my other things. She leached it out of me, and the court's helping her. Court's protecting her.
In 5 months' time.
Yes, sir. For 5 months, she's made $500,000. So.
Ready?
Yeah.
Tell me your first name, darling.
Barbara
And what's your last name?
Athens.
Okay. You're Mark's mama.
I'm Mark Athens'
You
mother.
don't look like you be his mama. You look like his sister.
Well, thank you.
Look, I know this has been a very frustrating day, but you must be sort of going like, what is going on?
Well, the first thing that I saw is when a judge is sitting on stand and she will not accept solid evidence to save my son from all of this. The facts were put out there. They said they don't want hearsay, they want facts. They got them the facts. Everything they asked for, my son got it. He dug it out and he got it, and they still would not accept it.
What do you think of her?
What I think she's very unjust. I think she needs to get her facts straight. I think she needs to think about the families that are being destroyed from predators like Charity Bartram, and she is a predator.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that question. I mean, forgetting just the guy she's married to, there's also other stories of other guys that she's drained.
Yes, and she planned this from the very beginning. You could see it all over her. She was pushing for this marriage to be early. She didn't want them dating for a while to give it time. She was pushing for it hot and heavy.
You think she's a gold digger in a sense?
I know she is. She is a predator of men. And why this was put out there like that, and everything that Mark's attorney, Sarah, put out there, she knocked it down. Everything that Charity's attorney, whatever his name is, he's the sorriest attorney I ever saw in my life. Reuben, whatever, but she went with it. A judge, anybody, not just a judge, people, anybody, when they're given hard facts and evidence and they still won't accept it, when somebody wants the truth, they want the truth.
Can you believe that a judge is ordering your son to pay a woman who defrauded him?
Some of them, yeah, I can.
But this judge, can you believe what this judge has done?
You know, and I'm just saying this is hearsay or thinking. I think somebody must have really done a number on her. I mean, they really must have done a bad number on her, because she takes it out on men like my son.
You think she doesn't like men?
I do. I think she's got a hatred against men.
How old are you, man? No offense.
I'm 74.
Okay, well, you look gorgeous. I just want to make sure.
About the facts.
Yeah.
Whether it's men, women, or children. If the hard facts are set out there and the person asking for it still will not accept it, you better start digging that person out, because they're hiding something. When they don't want to hear the truth or know the truth, they're hiding something. There's something about them that they don't want anybody to find out. And I'm asking, what is it? And why isn't there somebody out there that can find out what it is when they're given the hard facts and she won't accept it?
You think there's a deeper story with this
I
judge?
certainly do. I most certainly do. It just shows it on all of it. It shows it.
You don't think she should be on the bench, do you?
No, I don't.
Got it.
Honestly, I don't.
Got it. All right, guys. I'm getting old, man. Every time I sit for an hour, man, I'm like, yeah, I had a bad car accident.
No, you're young. I'm old.
No, I get a shot of her work.
How's it going? How you doing? Wow, she is an interesting character, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Went down there to see if y'all had heard from Mark. She hasn't. Probably. Actually, she is. She came yesterday. She walked up to the door.
So I don't like to eat lunch either personally, but about 2:30, I was getting kind of great.
I had a protein bar.
Low blood sugar. I have my little diabetes.
I just want to make sure everything was